first strength circuit we're going to be doing is going to involve 3 movements, but we're going to keep it unilateral. We're going to keep it all on one side, all 3 movements, and then we're going to move to the other side. So I'm going to show you how we can accentuate this movement with some bands if your weight is not heavy enough. So the first movement is going to be a front squat. So with the front squat, we're going to be holding the bell in that rack position. Let's get that bell into the rack position. And first and foremost, let's just talk about the rack position, making sure that forearm is vertical, arm is tucked. We're not cheating and bringing that arm up. That takes away the purpose of this, so don't be that person. Bring that bell down into the rack position. We're going to go into front squats. So down and up, keeping my back nice and extended. I'm pulling my shoulders back, down and up, keeping that front line engaged. What I like about the front squat is that we're still focusing on the lower body, but because of that front loading, it's requiring a lot more stabilization through the trunk, through the core, everything. So let's do the other side. See a couple reps, making sure feet are just slightly outside of parallel, so rotated externally, dropping hips right in between the groin, back and forth. And again, as I come down, I can slide slightly, but I'm not bringing that leg or that kettlebell up with the arm. If that bell is just way too light, we're not getting anything from this, we can incorporate a light band or a heavy band if you're one of those, if you're that strong. So you're going to wrap that thing through it. You're going to bring it off to the sides. So now notice how it's facing inside. The band is around the horns. So now I'm going to go ahead, put my foot on this thing. I'm going to come down nice and low. I'm going to use 2 hands to get it up because obviously that's going to be providing some extra tension. So from here, my foot is just going to go in between or inside. It doesn't matter, wherever feels comfortable for you. Now I'm going to come down. Obviously the tension is low now, and as I come up, tension increases, Breathe in, out as I come up. So that's just going to be an easy way to make a simple movement with any bell you have much more difficult. So I definitely recommend incorporating that. Even if you have access to heavier bells, try doing it with some lighter bells just to add a different stimulus. So normally when you come up with a weight, the joints are stacked, that's going to be the easiest part of the movement. With the bands, as you come up, that's when it gets harder and harder. Even just holding that bell is going to be a challenge. So that's movement number 1. Immediately, so we're on the right side. Keep note of that. Immediately, we're going to go on the ground into a hip thrust hold, also on the right side. So we're going to plant both feet, plant my elbows about 45 degrees out. From here, I'm going to drive this leg out, and I'm going to lift up my hips, keeping my hips level. I'm squeezing, so this right glute, I'm trying to avoid letting that left glute drop, keeping my hips completely stable. I'm making a face because I'm just going to show you how hard it's going to be. Squeezing my abs. And then down. Immediately, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to go into a 1-arm plank. Now, again, you're going to be doing this based on your abilities. If you can't do a 1-arm plank, then that's fine. You're going to do 2-hand plank. If you can, you're going to get into the plank position. From here, I'm going to spread the feet a little bit more, and all we're going to do with this left hand is we're going to bring it out. So I'm going to slide this arm out as far as I can and try to keep myself as balanced. If that's good, I'm going to bring this arm up and try to avoid too much rotation and just squeeze. Whew. From there, I'm going to switch to the other side for everything. I'm going to be doing a few rounds of this. This is going to be a challenging one, so make sure, prepare yourself, make sure you did the warm-up and everything so that you feel nice and good.